Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Rowina Faradita. I'm from A group, and now I will explain about cognitive behavior therapy. Okay, there are 4 chapters of cognitive behavior therapy. The first, introduction, and the second, procedure, the third, application, and the last, conclusion. Okay, next. Okay, the first, introduction. Definition of cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is a widely used psychotherapeutic approach that focuses on the relationship between thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It's based on the premise that our thoughts influence our emotions and behaviors, and by changing our thought patterns, we can positively impact how we feel and behave. CBT is commonly used to treat a variety of mental health conditions, including anxiety disorders, depression, phobias, post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, and eating disorders. It's often considered a short-term, evidence-based therapy that can produce significant and lasting improvement in psychological well-being. Okay, next. This is a theory from Albert Ellis, Rational Emotive Behavior. Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, or REBT. REBT was one of the first cognitive behavioral therapies, and it's still the main cognitive behavioral approach today. REBT has much in common with cognition and behavior-oriented therapies in that it also emphasizes thinking, judgment, decision-making, analysis, and action. So, the basic assumption of REBT is that people contribute to their own psychological problem, as well as specific symptoms, thoughts, the rigid and extreme belief they hold about events and situations. REBT consistently emphasizes these 3 modalities and their interaction, thus qualifying as it as an integrative approach. Okay, next. Procedure. Okay, in procedure there are therapy goals. Most rational emotive behavior therapies have the general goal of teaching clients how to separate the evaluation of their behaviors from the evaluation of themselves, their essence and their totality, and how to accept themselves in spite of their imperfections. According to Ellis, we have a strong tendency not only to rate our acts and behavior as good or bad, worthy and unworthy, but also to rate of ourselves as a total person on the basis of our performance. This rating constitutes one of the main sources of our emotional disturbance. Therefore, most rational emotive behavior therapists have the general goal of teaching clients how to separate the evaluation of their behaviors from the evaluation themselves. Okay, the therapist's task is to help clients differentiate between realistic and unrealistic goals, and also self-dividing and self-enhancing goals. A basic goal is to teach clients how to change their dysfunctional emotion and behaviors into healthy ones. As clients become more able to accept themselves, they are more likely to unconditionally accept others. And next, therapist function and role. The therapist has specific tasks, and the first step is to show clients how they have incorporated many irrational absolute should, ought, and must. The therapist disputes client irrational belief and encourage client to engage in activities that will counter their self-dividing beliefs and to replace their rigid must with preference. A second step in the therapy process is to demonstrate how clients are keeping their emotional disturbance active by continuing to think illogically and unrealistically. In other words, because clients keep reindoctrinating themselves, they are largely responsible of their own psychological problems. To get beyond mere recognition of irrational thoughts, the therapist takes a third step, helping clients modify their thinking and minimize their irrational ideas. Although it's unlikely that we can entirely eliminate the tendency to think irrationally, we can reduce the frequency of such thinking. The therapist encourage clients to identify the irrational beliefs they originally unquestioningly accept and demonstrate how they are continuing to indoctrinate themselves with these beliefs. The fourth step in the therapy process is to challenge clients to develop a rational philosophy to live to that in the future they can avoid becoming the victim of other irrational beliefs. Tackling only specific problems or symptoms can give no assurance that new illogical fears will not emerge. It's desirable then for the therapist to dispute the core of the irrational thinking and to teach clients how to substitute irrational beliefs and behavior for irrational ones. And next, client's experience in therapy. Once clients begin to accept that their beliefs underpin their emotions and behaviors, they are able to participate effectively in the cognitive restructuring process. Because psychotherapy is viewed as a reeducative process, Clients learn how to apply logical thoughts, participate in experiential exercise, and carry out behavioral homework as a way to bring about change. Clients can realize that life doesn't always work out the way that they would like it to. Even tough life is not always pleasant. Clients learn that life can be bearable and that even suffering can be honorable. The therapy process largely focuses on client experience in present, like the person centered an essential approach to therapy. REBT mainly emphasizes here and now experience and client present ability to change the patterns of thinking and emoting that they constructed early. The therapist doesn't devote much time to exploring client early history and making connection between their past and present behavior unless doing so will aid the therapy process. Nor does the therapist usually explore clients' early relationship with their parents or siblings. Instead, the therapy process stresses to clients that they are recently disturbed because they still believe in and act upon their self-dividing view of themselves, other people, and the world. Clients are accepted to actively work outside the therapy session. By working hard and carrying out behavioral homework assessment, clients can learn to minimize faulty thinking, which leads to disturbance in feeling and behaving. Homework is carefully designed and agreed upon and is aimed at getting clients to carry out positive action that induce emotional and attitudinal change. The assessments are checked in later sessions, and clients learn effective ways to dispute self-dividing thinking. Toward the end of therapy, clients review their progress, make plans, and identify strategies for dealing with continuing or potential problems. Okay, relationship between therapist and client. Because REBT is essentially cognitive and directive behavioral process, a warm relationship between therapist and client is not required. REBT practitioners strive to unconditionally accept all clients and to teach them to unconditionally accept others and themselves. However, Alice believes that too much warmth and understanding can be counterproductive and foster a sense of dependence for approval from the therapist. REBT practitioners accept their client as imperfect beings who can be helped through a variety of techniques such as teaching, bibliotherapy, and behavior modification. Rational emotive behavior therapies, or REBT, are often open and direct in disclosing their own beliefs and values. Some are willing to share their own imperfections as a way of disputing clients. unrealistic notions, and therapies are completely put together person. On this point, Wolf 2007 claims it's important to establish as much as possible an egalitarian relationship as opposed to presenting yourself as a non-disclosing authority figure. And next, application. Applications, therapeutic techniques and procedures. The first, the practice of rational emotive behavior therapy. Okay, rational emotive behavior therapies are multimodal and integrative. REBT generally starts with clients distraught feeling and intensely explore this feeling in connection with thoughts and behavior. REBT practitioners tend to use a number of different modalities. There are cognitive, imagery, emotive, behavioral, and interpersonal. To dispel these self-dividing cognitions and to teach people how to acquire a rational approach to living, the therapists are encouraged to be flexible and creative in their use of method, making sure to tailor the techniques to the unique needs to each client. Okay, in the practice of rational emotive behavior therapy, there are three aspects. The first, cognitive method. Cognitive method commonly used by REBT practitioners usually include persuasive cognitive methods in the therapy process. They show clients quickly and directly what they keep telling themselves. Then they teach client how to deal with this self-statement so that they no longer believe in it, encouraging them to adopt a philosophy based on reality. Okay, the second, emotive techniques. REBT practitioners use a variety of emotive procedures, including unconditional acceptance, rational emotive role-playing, modeling, rational emotive imagery, and shame-attacking exercise. Clients are taught the value of unconditional self-acceptance. Clients are taught how destructive it's to engage in putting oneself down. For perceived deficiencies, although REBT employs a variety of emotive techniques which tend to be vivid and evocative in nature, and main purpose is to dispute clients' irrational beliefs. These strategies are used both during the therapy sessions as homework assessment in daily life. Their purpose is not simply to provide a cathartic experience but to help clients change some of their thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Okay, and the third, behavioral techniques. REBT practitioners use most of the standard behavior therapy procedures, especially operant conditioning, self-management principles, systematic desensitization, relation techniques, and modeling. Behavioral homework assessment to be carried out in real life situations are particularly important. These assessments are done systematically and are recorded and analyzed on a form. Homework gives a client opportunities to practice new skills outside of the therapy sessions, which may be even more valuable for a client than work done during the therapy hour. Doing homework may involve desensitizations and life exposure in daily life situation. Clients can be encouraged to desensitize themselves gradually, but also at times to perform the everything they dread doing impulsively. For example, a person with a fear of elevators may decrease this fear by going up and down in an elevator 20 or 30 times in a day. Clients actually do new and difficult things, and in this way they put their insight to use in the form of concrete action. By acting differently, they also tend to incorporate functional beliefs. Okay, next, application of REBT to various. With its clear structure, ABC framework, REBT is applicable to a wide range of settings and populations, including elementary and secondary schools. REBT can be applied to couples counseling and family therapy. In working with couples, the partners are taught the principles of REBT so that they can work out their difference, or at least becomes less disturbed about them. In family therapy, individual family members are encouraged to consider letting go of the demand and others in the family behave in ways they would like them to. REBT teach family members that they are primarily responsible of their own actions and for changing their own reactions to the family situations. A next application of REBT as a brief therapy. REBT is well suited as a brief form of therapy, whether it's applied to individuals, group, couples, or families. Ellis originally developed REBT to try to make psychotherapy shorter and more efficient than most other systems of therapy, and it's often used as a brief therapy. Ellis has always maintained that the best therapy is efficient, quickly teaching clients how to tackle practical problems of living. Clients learn how to apply REBT techniques to their present as well as future problems. Distinguishing characteristic of REBT that makes it a brief form of therapy is that it's a self-help approach. The ABC approach to changing basic disturbance creating attitudes can be learned in 1 to 10 sessions and then practice at home. Okay, next, application to group counseling. Cognitive behavior therapy or CBT groups are among the most popular in clinics and community agency settings. Two of the most common CBT group approaches are based on the principles and techniques of REBT and cognitive therapy or CT. REBT practitioners employ an active role in getting members to commit themselves to practicing in everyday situation what they are learning in the group session. Okay, next the theory from Aaron Beck's cognitive therapy. Okay. Aaron Beck developed an approach known as cognitive therapy or CT as a result of his research on depressions. Beck developed cognitive therapy about the same time that Alice was developing REBT, yet they appear to have created their approach independently. Beck's observation of depressed clients revealed that they had a negative bias in their interpretation of certain life events, which contribute to their cognitive distortions. Cognitive therapy has a number of similarities to both rational emotive behavior therapy and behavior therapy. All of these therapies are active, directive, time limit, present-centered, problem-oriented, collaborative, structure, and empirical. They make use of homework and require explicit identification of problems and the situation in which they occur. Okay, basic principles of cognitive therapy. Individuals tend to maintain their core beliefs about themselves, their work, and their future. A primary focus of cognitive therapy is to assist clients in examining and restructuring their core beliefs. Okay, next the theory from Donald Meichenbaum's cognitive behavior modification. Okay, the introduction is another major alternative to rational emotive behavior therapy is Donald Meichenbaum's cognitive behavior modification or CBM, which focus on changing the client's verbalizations. A basic premise of CBM is that clients, as a prerequisite to behavior change, must notice how they think, feel, and behave and the impact they have on others for change to occur. Clients need to interrupt the script nature of their behavior so that they can evaluate their behavior in various situations. Stress inoculation training. Stress inoculation training consists of a combination of information giving, Socratic discovery-oriented inquiry, cognitive restructuring, problem solving, relaxation training, behavioral rehearsals, self-monitoring, self-instructions, self-reinforcement, and modifying environmental situations. Stress inoculation training involves collaborative goal setting that nurtures hope, direct action skill, and acceptance-based coping skill. These coping skills are designed to be applied to both present problems and future difficulties. Clients are assessed in generalizing what they learn in the training to daily living, and replace prevention strategies are tough. Mason Bums 2008 described stress inoculation training is a complex, multifaceted cognitive behavioral intervention that is both a preventive and a treatment approach. The following procedures are designed to teach these coping skills. Number 1. Expose client to anxiety-provoking situation by means of role-playing in imagery. And number 2. Require client to evaluate their anxiety level. Number 3. Teach client to become aware of the anxiety-provoking cognition they experience in stressful situation. Number 4. Have client examine these tasks by reevaluating their self-statement. And the last, number 5, have client note the level of anxiety following in reevaluation. The constructivist approach to cognitive behavioral therapy. Mason Bums has developed his approach by incorporating the constructivist narrative perspective, or CNP, which focus on the stories people tell about themselves and others regarding significant events in their life. Therapists elicit stories from their client that are explored in the therapy process. Okay, next, the cognitive behavioral therapy from a multicultural perspective. The first, strength from a diversity perspective. There are several strengths of cognitive behavioral approach in working with individuals from diverse cultural, ethnic, and radical backgrounds. If therapists understand the core values of their culturally diverse client, they can help client explore this value and gain a full awareness of their conflicting feelings. Then the client and the therapy can work together to modify select belief and practice. Cognitive behavioral therapy tends to culturally sensitive because it uses the individual's belief system or worldview as part of the method of self-exploration. A strength of CBT is integrating assessment throughout therapy, which communicates respect for client viewpoints regarding their progress. Some aspects that contribute to an interrogative framework follow. Number one, interventions are tailored to the unique needs and strength of the individual. Number two, clients are empowered by learning specific skill they can apply in daily life or CBT, and by the emphasis on cultural influence and contribute to client uniqueness or multicultural therapy. And number three, inner resource and strength of client are activated to bring about change. And the last, number four, client make change that minimize stressors, increase personal strength, and support and establish skill for dealing more effectively with their psychical and social or cultural environments. Shortcomings from a diversity perspective. Exploring value and core beliefs play an important role in all of the cognitive behavioral approach, and it's crucial for therapists to have some understanding of the cultural background of clients and to be sensitive to their struggles. Therapists would do well to use caution in confronting clients about their beliefs and behavior until they clearly understand their cultural context. The emphasis of CBT on assertiveness, independence, verbal ability, rationality, cognition, and behavioral change may limit its use in cultural that value subtle communication over assertiveness. Interdependence over personal independence, listening and observing over talking, and acceptance over behavior change. In CBT, the focus is on the present, which can result in the therapist failing to recognize the role of the past in a client development. Cognitive behavioral assessment involves the investigation of a client's personal history. If the therapist is unaware of a client's cultural beliefs which are rooted in the past, the therapist may have difficulty interpreting the client's personal experience accurately. Okay. Next conclusion. REBT has evolved into a comprehensive and integrative approach that emphasizes thinking, judging, deciding, and doing. This approach is based on the premise of the interconnectedness of thinking, feelings, and behaving to block the self-dividing beliefs that are reinforced by a process of self-introductions. REBT therapists employ active and directive techniques such as teaching, suggestion, persuasion, and homework assessment, and they challenge clients to substitute a rational belief system for an irrational one. They teach clients how to dispute self-dividing beliefs and behaviors that might occur in the future. Cognitive therapies also practice from an integrative stance, using many methods to assist clients in modifying their self-talk. The working alliance is given special importance in cognitive therapy is a way of forming a collaborative partnership. Although the client therapist relationship is viewed as necessary, it's not sufficient for successful outcomes. All of the cognitive behavioral approach stress the importance of cognitive process as a determinant of behavior. It's a sum that how people feel and what they actually do is largely influenced by their subjective assessment and interpretation of situation. Because this appraisal of life situation is influenced by beliefs, attitudes, assumptions, and internal dialogue, such cognitions become the major focus of therapy. Okay, I think it's enough from my presentation. I'm so sorry if I make a mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.